seem to get better.
There's a gap.
There's a gap.
Massive gap.
Massive gap. Now, step 5 is what I want you to do is I want you to compare the differences between their life experiences. Okay? And at the end of the day, folks, the gap between those two life experiences,
What they're paying for.
that is your offer. This is step 1 is think of that person. Step 2 is rewind back to when you first met them. Now, step 3 is fast forward to what their life is like now, right? Do you see what we were doing? Remember last week we covered the customer avatar and the journey. Now you get specific on this. So fast forward to what their life is like now after having your service. So Dan, what happened with this pet store?
1 second. What their life is now.
Now, yep.
So I don't know right this moment.
So go back to
during the
like
time
when you knew they had a success
during that,
story.
Since we took over their stuff, she went from, really on the verge of going out of business to they were so jam packed with some good marketing, with us just like doing the basic stuff, all the stuff we talk about here. That she when I first met her, she was working the front desk.
Yep.
She was going and she was hiring, she was firing, she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's doing everything. She's wearing every hat.
So stressed out.
Within about 6 to 8 months, I don't know the exact count, this was a while ago, but 6 to 8 months, she was 100% out of the store operating, which is what she always wanted when she started the business in the first place. Her husband quit his job, came on to help as well, which was their whole goal in the beginning as well. They just couldn't make it happen.
Yep.
So they went from being inundated, overwhelmed with so much work to really I think the lifestyle they anticipated or intended when they first started that business.
Okay, perfect. So that is the result. Now, how did that affect them financially, emotionally, their relationships, right? What was their confidence? What did their health increase? All of that. Again, we're going through the same exercise we did last time I was on this live. Okay. Now, step 4, right? What I want you to do is I want you to rewind back, right, to when you met them.
Yep.
When they were here stressed out, and fast forward their life, those 6 to 8 months, what would have happened without your assistance?
They would have, if they were here when I got done with them, and they were here when I started with them, they would have probably went like that. Instead, they went like that.
Got it. Now, what I want you to do is this is the visualization. Without your help, what would have happened to them financially, emotionally? What would happen to the relationship? Obviously, the husband quit the job, but they were probably stressed, right? What would have happened to their confidence in life? What would have happened to their health, right? So get a really
massive butterfly effect.
Exactly.
Of difference.
Yeah. What would they have missed out on, right? The husband would have still been grinding in that job. They probably would have gone bankrupt if they were heading that direction without any clients, because that's what happened. Things don't seem to get better.
There's a gap.
There's a gap.
Massive gap.
Massive gap. Now, step 5 is what I want you to do is I want you to compare the differences between their life experiences. Okay? And at the end of the day, folks, the gap between those two life experiences,
What they're paying for.
that is your offer. Nothing else. The more you get that in your head, the more that they get it. That is your offer. That is how you should be thinking about your value, right? So your offer is your offer to help them. It's to help them go from where they would have been to where they went to with your help. And what you need to do is remove from your communication what they get, how hard you work for them,
That's right.
how much time you put in, your certifications, all of that.
The technology babble.
The technology babble, all of that needs to be removed.
Yep.
This is what they care about.
This is what they're buying.
That's what they're buying.
That's what they're buying right there is the gap. You taking them from where they're at to where they want to be. And then you also letting them understand that if they keep going on the trajectory they're on, they're going to be here, which is worse off than they're currently at.
Yes.
And this gap that you make for them right? You got to show it on paper. You got to write, to yourself at least. You're making notes. You're in your mind. You're going, wow, is it worth, $3,000 a month to help you get from here to here, right? Rather than you going from here to here, because going here to here, you're done.
Yep.
Money is irrelevant because you're going to have to start over. So when you can get people to see the gap that exists in where they currently at, and a really good way to do this too is ask them about when they started noticing all these things were wrong, when they started getting stressed, when they were being fearful, when they were low on money. Ask them how long ago did that happen? And a lot of times they'll tell you, oh man, it's from the day we opened, it's been tough. Or, hey, it was about 2 years ago when XYZ happened, and that's when it started happening. And then the question is really like, well, how much longer are you going to continue to let that be before you make some sort of move? Because as I see things, you've been doing this thing for 2 years. And I know for me in business, when I do business, is if I'm doing something that isn't getting me the results that I anticipated when I got into business, I need to shift something dramatically. We have to get better at explaining this to people, especially small business owners, because many small business owners, they didn't start out by going through years of schooling or years of training in groups like this. A lot of times they were just working at a shop or working at a service business, and they decided they're sick and tired of working for the man. They want to do their own thing because they're kind of running the show, and they jump in and they take on a business, yet they don't have all the skill sets necessary. So they tend to do things like that. So you have to get in there. You need to be able to show them with asking really good questions and exposing the pain that they're in, the stuff that they're talking about at night next to their husband, next to their wife, that pillow talk, those deep, dark secrets. Some of you guys are doing this in your business right now. Some of you guys that are in this group right now that you've been at this for a while and you feel like you're running into the wall or you're struggling a little bit. This is that gap that you have right now of where you're at and where you're looking to be, right? And so you look at yourself, look at some of the clients you spoke to in the past, but start making a habit of exposing this in your conversations instead of telling them, I'm going to get you 27 citations. I'm going to do this, and this. I'm going to get you backlinks because It's like, that's not what is keeping them up at night. Backlinks don't keep people up.
Yep.
Lead gen properties don't keep people up. Stress, marital problems, fear, bankruptcy, children not being able to see you. Those are the true things that people are buying an escape from. And so as a small business owner, you guys have to really understand and be empathetic with people when you're speaking to them, because these people are in tough spots, and they're definitely in tough spots as of right now with everything that's going on, the craziness that's going on in the world. So it's important that you agitate the pain a little bit, because they need to feel the pain when you're sitting down with them. Sometimes people gloss over and they don't really want to talk about it. They give you short answers. And this is a time where you need to be cognizant of these types of situations, and you need to step back and shut the fuck up for a minute and listen to them. Okay. When they're saying, I don't want to, they're giving you one-off answers, shut up for a minute, look them in the eye and ask if they want to get real. Like, do you want to get real about this? You just told me all the shit that's going on in your life. Let's talk about this right here. Let's talk about the things in depth about what you're looking to do, because no one could come in here and assist you as a small business owner, as a helper, if you're not willing to look this in the eye and say, this is a real issue.